me alone. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Quit scratching me up. Quit scratching me up. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Quit scratching me up. Quit scratching me up. Quit scratching me up. Quit scratching me up. Oops. Hey, everybody. I am live right now. I didn't even realize, but whatever. We'll go ahead and end this one. Well, actually, I don't even know if I can end it now. Shoot. This was not supposed to happen. All right. Well, I guess we'll just stay on. Let me try to fix my screen here. I guess we'll just stay on. Let me try to fix my screen. Actually, I am going to jump out of here. I saw somebody just jumped on here because I'm not supposed to be going on for another 15 minutes. I hit the wrong button, obviously. So whoever just jumped in there, I will be back, but we'll see you shortly. We'll see you shortly. I will be back, but we'll see you shortly. We'll see you shortly. Well, it doesn't look like the camera is going off. Well, it doesn't look like. Okay. Well, I guess we're just going to stay on here. All right. So who do I have with me then? I see we got 3 watching. Again, I kind of messed up here. I was supposed to. Oh, here we go. Hold on just a second. I'm going to get into the studio here so I can allow people to join. Okay. Again, for those of you that came in here, I'm going to go ahead and jump out of here and try to get back on. Apologies, but I have to do this, otherwise other people won't be able to join the broadcast. So let me jump out of here, and hopefully I can get this loaded back up. To join in here, so. All right. Checking my phone to make sure.
No, they'll pay out or buy out. Again, hey, I want to cash out my sick leave approval, or hey, we're going to cash you out on your sick leave.
Oh, there we go. Okay, I see you now. All right.
Yep, but not.
So hopefully it's 7 o'clock. Well,
Yeah, I see that we are on.
all right.
Just check.
Good.
So, but yeah, that's the thing.
Well, I'm gonna go through YouTube now here real quick because I like seeing. I mean, I know we get the chat. Oh, there's Tim. Hey Tim, if you want to jump in, I put the link on the Facebook page on Coach Cruz. I was just kind of inviting everybody to jump in on your camera if you wanted to.
Yeah, sick leave.
Okay. There we go. All right. So, I know a lot of people will be watching this on replay. We got Bruce, as you see, from Ocean Travel, newly minted was about a week or two ago, right? You hit the 1,000. Was that last week or the week before?
All right.
Well, I actually hit 1,000 about 3 weeks ago, I think it was,
Oh, okay.
or I just didn't quite have the watch hours, so I actually got monetized a week ago
Okay.
with the watch
Oh,
hours. I was about 100 when we hit the 1,000. I was about 100 watch hours away from being able to be monetized, and so I hit that last week, and we actually just hit 1,253, 54 also this week. So kind of excited. There's been an explosion on subscribers. It's been kind of crazy.
I'm having some audio problems. Sorry. Do you hear me now, then?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's the explosion part is great. And Tim, what's going on? Marcia, hey, welcome. CME Traveling. And like I said, I shared this link on the Coach Cruise Facebook page. I am having a heck of a time with my audio today. I don't know. You know what? Hold on just 1 second. Let me try to fix something here because I don't want you all to get the background noise. Oh, there we go. Okay. Okay. See if that helps. All right. Hopefully I'm not getting as much background noise. I was getting background noise. I don't know if it was from the YouTube feed or what was going on because I had that window open as well. But yeah, I see we got Tim here. We have Marcia here. And have we hit 7 o'clock yet? No, we're still 3 minutes away. So yeah, welcome, Marcia, and of CME Traveling. Good to have you here. And yeah, so Bruce, Tim, since you're on, Tim was just asking me today. Tim is going to be on the Alaskan cruise that I'm going on, June 21st, the Luminosa, and he was saying, "Hey, do you have any excursions that you would recommend?" And I said, "You know what? I haven't been in almost 20 years, so I'm going to have to do that research myself." But I did say that, you had just gone to Alaska along with Andrew from Funnelhead. So we have two creators that have just recently been to Alaska and maybe could recommend, a couple of excursions. Are there any excursions you did that you would recommend highly?
Yes. Depend on which ports, and I know that depend on which ship, sometimes you might go to a different port. The ports we did the Icy Strait, and the Icy Strait port, they have a gondola tram type thing that goes up the side of the mountain, just like they do in Juneau. And that was I definitely do that. If you're going to Icy Strait, definitely do that tram. It was well worth it. On the we did the Tracy Arm Fjord, and that basically the ship just goes up, but it can't go all the way up to the to the very end to the glacier. But they offer a boat, a smaller boat that you can get onto off of the ship that takes you all the way up to the glacier. I would recommend you do that. The next time we go, we will be doing that. We didn't when we were going to try and do it. It was already sold out. So
Okay.
I know that it sells out early. So I would definitely try to book that though before the cruise, because it does sell out.
And maybe that's the thing that Andrew did. He can't make it on today, but he was saying that there was something, it sounds similar to what you're describing, where they got to actually walk along the glacier or on the glacier, something like that.
Right.
And he
Yeah.
said a lot of times it sells out, or if everything's not perfect weather-wise, they'll, not take people out. So maybe that's the thing.
And in Juneau, I would definitely try to go. And in Juneau, you're in there long enough that you could actually do a couple different things. But I would definitely make Mendenhall Glacier as part of your day there. We right off the at the port. You can take a shuttle, and it takes you right up to the Mendenhall Glacier. And it was crazy because the glacier you really can't see it in photos and stuff, but it's like this cool different colors of blues and stuff. It's outstanding. So definitely
Yeah.
do the Mendenhall Glacier.
Yeah, I'm super, super pumped for Alaska again. I mean, we had it planned a big trip on Princess in 2020. Of course, everybody knows what happened then. So we didn't get a chance to go, but we had one of those land and sea type of deals. We're not going to do that this time around. At least we don't have any plans yet. I see Christy's joined us. Z has joined us now. So we're getting some of the familiar crew here. And we have Joe who just joined us. And for those of you that might be like, well, who the hell's Joe? Joe is the guy I was, for those of you that are familiar with the channel, I went up to his lake house, him and his wife, Abby, and they took us out on the pontoon boat. And we were doing this first show. I probably did the shots, where I started doing the shots and everything. So Joe is alongside of me. And so he's jumping in with us. What's going on, Joe?
Hey, still trying to figure out this how to go live thing, but way better than the last one. So at least I can remember what happened. So.
Yeah, well, don't feel bad because I'm having some audio issues here, and I went live about 15 minutes early by accident too. So yeah, no worries. And I'm supposed to be a pro, so what's going on?
With us tonight, not too much. Just been hanging out and back in school routine. So I'm still looking forward to trying to get our first cruise in and talking shop with you about how to kind of set up our first cruise, especially with our daughter being 9 going on 10. It's like which are the best cruises, else, but with inflation and everything going on.
Yeah, well, you kind of beat me to the punch, Joe, because that's kind of what I wanted to talk with you about. So Joe, as he just pointed out, is thinking about going on the cruise, and I've been telling him, trying to convince him for the better part of a year, like, hey, the wife will love it, his daughter Piper will love it, especially with all the kids clubs and things to go. But anybody online, what advice or what would you say that the family would love about cruising, that they should make cruising part of their vacation plans or whatever?
There is so many things to do on a cruise. There's something for everybody, especially with kids when you have the kids clubs. And it's really nice because the different kids clubs, they have activities all day long for the kids. So the parents can go off and kind of do their own thing. And then they can meet up at any time. You can do part of it, there's just so many activities, and depending on where you're going to go, I would recommend, and this is just me, for the very first cruise to do the Caribbean, especially the Western Caribbean. There's some fantastic ports, whether you're going to do one of our favorite ports in the Caribbean became Roatan, Honduras. Absolutely love that port. And if you go to another one's Mahogany Bay, but Roatan, they have a beach right, and you can take a chairlift over to the beach, or you can walk it right from the cruise port, and it's just fabulous. We went to our last Caribbean one. We went to Half Moon Cay, which is Carnival's private island. I've never been on a beach with that kind of sand. It was like walking on sugar. It was absolutely incredible.
Yeah, it's amazing. And yeah, Joe, like Piper, I promise you, after you take her on one cruise, she's not going to leave you alone. She's going to be begging to go back time and time again. So,
and the thing with kids too, how old is she?
She's 9, going to be turning 10.
Yeah, so that age, they meet, especially if they're going to the kids club, they meet so many friends. Then the kids start trying to book for the parents so that they can meet up again. It's pretty crazy.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun for the whole family, and yeah, it's a lot of fun. My wife and I, our very first cruise we did was in 2015. on the Carnival Triumph, and we went with some friends out of Texas. We had never been on a cruise before, and that one cruise just hooked us. And now we are getting ready to go on our 11th cruise. Since the restart, we're getting ready to go on our 6th cruise since the restart in 2021. Yeah, we're getting ready to hit platinum, and I told my wife I wanted the higher loyalty in one of the cruise lines. Since we started with Carnival, I said, let us get to platinum with Carnival, and then we can spread out.
Yeah.
So we're actually gonna hit platinum. We're going one in November on the Vista, and then the next cruise we're doing the Mexican Riviera on the Carnival Panorama, and that cruise we hit platinum. And
there you go.
Then we're gonna do probably Royal Caribbean on an Oasis ship. I think we're gonna look at Symphony of the Seas for our very first.
I'm gonna jump in just to say hi to some people here real quick. So we had Christy. I don't know if I mentioned Christy was here. She's cooking dinner, watching the show. Thanks again for joining, Christy. We got Fireball Steve. And yeah, Steve, I sent you the link for this. And anybody that wants to join on, I put the link so you can jump in here and be on camera if you want to be. Lizzie, I have not met you yet, but she is on my Carnival Magic cruise. So she says she's so ready for November. And I just saw her post on Facebook. What's going on, Lizzie? Welcome to the channel. We will get to know each other much better in about 30 days. And I hope you're signed up for that bar crawl, and we'll have a lot of fun on that. And then we have Ann. And Ann, are you on that cruise too? Maybe, like I said, we got Marcia from CME Traveling. She's been here. She's referring to you, Joe, and that you do get addicted, and you do. And actually, that was going to be, I have some questions. And yeah, Lizzie shared there again, November 19th on the Magic. Oh, Marcia. Okay, so you've been on with Derek because you know who Fireball Steve is. So Daryl is here. What's going on, Daryl? And yeah, and Ann is going to be on that cruise with me too. For those of you new to the channel, this thing on my left here is Sadie. She's my co-host when Anita's not here, and Anita's been working Tuesdays this month. We got Yoli here. Yoli is a big Oklahoma Sooner fan, and she was sharing with me this weekend how well her Sooners were doing, and they were doing well. Every time I turned the TV on, they were scoring a touchdown, so they were at the game, and I know they were pretty pumped about that. So welcome back, Yoli. So real quick, Bruce, you know, while we got you on here, and again, before I ask these questions, if anybody wants to jump in tonight, I reserved tonight's show for anybody that wanted to pop on, any Coach Cruisers, anybody new to Coach Cruise, any creators, you know. So I know Marcia, CME Traveling, if you wanted to jump in, you know, feel free. Ann, how do you add video? Okay, so if you saw my message on Facebook in the comments, I put a link. It says StreamYard on it. If you click that and you follow that link, it should take you to be able to get into this StreamYard thing. Okay. So yep. So, okay. So yeah, Bruce, since we have you on here first, Joe, I can't ask you these questions yet because you haven't been on a cruise yet. So, Bruce, question number one, your favorite cruise ship
that we've been on so far?
Yeah.
The Carnival Miracle.
Okay. What did you like about that, since that's an older ship? Some people,
it's an older ship, but the decor of that, they have and it's a sister ship to the Spirit that we were on for our Alaska cruise. But the decor of that ship and the they what would be considered Ocean Plaza, but they don't call it the Ocean Plaza, is but it's a sitting area right around the coffee shop, and they have these glass stairwells and everything. The decor of that ship is just, and everything's easy to find in that ship. That was our favorite ship and then the vista after that. We really we love the vista. We just missed the glass elevators,
Oh yeah,
but we really enjoyed the vista too. So those are our
yeah.
two favorite ships so far.
The Vista's
But
got a
I'm waiting
fun.
for the Jubilee. We're going to be on the Jubilee next year, so
Oh
that
yeah,
will
see, I'm
come up
gonna be
here.
jealous when you're on that one. For those of you that were asking how you can get on, I clicked the link to invite right there in the chat. So if you go to that link, I hope you should be able to join. So yeah, you can try. Oh, I see Ann is jumping in here. So we'll get you on here in a second, Ann, and anybody else. There's a limited number of people that I can put on. So, I'll try to get everybody in, and we might have to bump a couple people off here and there, but let's see. So Ann, yeah, you found it. And yeah, anybody else that wants to join on, and we will get you in here. So Ann, let me pop you on right now. Here and there, but there you are. Let's see. So Ann, you'll have to turn your volume down on your that wants to join on. Yeah, and, so we will get you in here. So Ann, let me. Okay. So I just muted your mic there, Ann. So let me finish with Bruce here. So and now, okay, so the Miracle is your favorite cruise ship. Let's jump down to favorite port or ports. You were kind of mentioning them, if at least Caribbean wise.
Yeah, so we have a couple. Cozumel is always a nice one, but I think our favorite port so far that we've done is Honduras. Roatan, Honduras was really, really nice. For Alaska, doing the Tracy Arm Fjord and then Juneau, those were our favorite spots in the Alaskan cruise. But for the Caribbean, definitely I think Roatan so far.
Roatan is a beautiful port, and I know a lot of people are in love with Little French Key, rightfully so, and that's a beautiful spot too. And West Bay Beach, I'm a big West Bay Beach fan. And Roatan, that's a beautiful.
And then I do have to say that that going to Half Moon Cay was a really, really good experience. We really enjoyed going to that island, and the way they go in with the ship, you go into this man-made canal and everything. It's just really cool.
Right. Yeah. It's and I've only been to Half Moon Cay once or twice. But yeah, that view from the little island there to the ship is just awesome. So like the best pictures. All right.
And I think the next time that we go there, we're actually going to book one of those cabanas because those look really nice.
Yeah, that'll be cool. All right. Well, let me welcome Ann in here, and I'm gonna unmute your mic here, Ann, so you can. Yeah, that'll be cool. All right. Well, let me welcome Ann. You're
oh, good God. I can't get my camera to work, right?
She has to turn down her YouTube.
Oh, you know what? Turn the YouTube volume off.
I'm on the way.
Okay, I'll mute you for just a second until you get the, because that's the same problem I have when I have YouTube on in the background. So let's try it again here. That's the same problem. Yeah. Okay. And
okay,
let's try it again here. I'm still that's the same problem. If you just okay, let's try it again here. I'm not quite sure. I'm still what to tell you to do.
Mute her for a second. Brad.
Yeah. All right.
So what she needs to do is mute the YouTube channel because she's on StreamYard right now. So she needs to mute the YouTube channel while she's on the StreamYard. She's getting feedback that she's hearing that. That's what you're hearing.
So I don't. Okay.
Don't unmute. Yeah, just give that time lag.
All right. Did you do that?
Everything.
Ann?
Yay.
Okay. Yeah. We're not.
All right. I think I'm better.
So. Yeah. No, that's great. No, we can hear you good, and we don't hear the background noise. So, yeah. So you were on the Carnival Magic next month, correct? Ann, can you hear me? I hope you didn't turn the volume off. Can you hear me, Ann? Can you hear me? And I hope she didn't turn the volume off completely.
She might have did the computer instead of the YouTube.
Yeah. Turn up the volume. Okay. Okay. Ann, can you hear me at all?
I can't hear anything. Ugh.
Well, I can hear you now. Okay, so Ann, what you want to do is you want to go through just the StreamYard, not look at me through YouTube, but look at me through the StreamYard app, and that'll set you up. But, okay. I know it's a struggle with technology. I've had the same struggle, so don't feel bad. All right. Well, and put in chat when you think you got it, when you can hear me and stuff, because yeah, we're not. You're obviously not hearing me right now, so okay. All right. Well, yeah. So if anybody does come on here, and I will share the link again. Hold on just a second. Let me paste this in here. But if you do jump on here, what you need to do is the YouTube. Since you're going through StreamYard, you got to mute the YouTube, and that's what'll. Okay, we got CME traveling. All right, they're coming in with us. So let's give this a shot. Take two here. All right.
Hello.
Yeah. All right, we got you.
Yeah, I hear you just fine.
All right. So what's your name?
My name is Kurt. C-U-R-T. Kurt England.
All right. So what's going on, Kurt? So yeah, welcome to the channel. It's
Thank you. Hey, Bruce. Hi, Joe.
How you doing, Kurt?
What's up, Kurt?
Good. How you doing, Coach?
I'm great. Now, do you do? You're on YouTube, I'm guessing, or you just like have a travel site, or?
Yes, sir. We're on YouTube. Matter of fact, tomorrow's the official 1 year of YouTube,
beautiful.
And but we're going to celebrate Saturday. We're going to do, since my wife will be able to be with me Saturday evening at 5 o'clock. We're going to do something live and give away some things for our 1 year anniversary.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
Now, with your traveling, since it's not as specific as, my thing is obviously more cruising, do you just traveling in general, or do you concentrate on one area traveling?
It has been cruising mostly.
Okay.
We can tell you real quick, we first took our first cruise in 2018, and then we took another in 19, then had one planned for 2020, and like everybody else, of course, it got canceled. That was going to be our honeymoon. We got married in that April of 2020, and but we've taken four. We've taken 4 this year. I had to ask my wife to make sure, and we got 3 planned for next year. Well,
okay.
Yeah.
Now, do you go with a particular line, or you kind of bounce around?
So far, I will tell you, we went on Mardi Gras this past January.
Okay.
Okay. So, and out of that, I think I got some great deals, casino deals and stuff like that. So off that one casino deal, we booked 3 other cruises with Carnival. We had done MSC. We've been on NCL. Sun is the only one we've been on for Norwegian. And our very first one, and I heard Bruce talking about one of his favorites here a minute ago. Our very first one was Royal Caribbean Freedom of the Seas out of Puerto Rico. That was our first cruise too. But I'll tell you, I compare everything to that one. Now, MSC is pretty daggone close.
Okay.
Yeah, for us. And you know what? I can find something I like on every one of them, and I can find things I may not like as much. I just enjoy.
Right.
Yeah. And we do enjoy travel. We go to Cancun. We're always looking to, do some weekend traveling, here in the States and stuff like that. We live in Virginia, Southern Virginia.
Okay.
And, I'm sure you'll hear my accent. I got a West Virginia accent. So.
Well, no, I've always been accused of having an accent too, but since I moved north up to Chicago, I was from Southern Illinois.
Right.
And people still hear an accent when you know, when I'm in Chicago, like people will say, but I've lost a lot of it because I've been in Chicago so long, but I still have a little bit of it. But I know when I went to college, I'd go to study groups and I'd usually pretty quiet.
Yeah.
And, you know, I remember this one time I finally talked after about a half an hour, just kind of listening to everybody in this study group. And as soon as I opened my mouth, you know, this one girl's like, "Where are you from?" You know, my accent was so heavy back then that, yeah, she just thought I was from Southern Texas or something like that.
I get accused of that. I've lived in the Carolina or North Carolina, and they used to tell me I was from Louisiana, Mississippi, or Alabama or somewhere. And no, I'm from the coal fields of West Virginia, in the hollers and Eastern Kentucky. West Virginia is a lot the same there in the accent there in the Appalachian Mountains, you know.
Well, speaking of something else that I really enjoy about cruising is just that, you know, like I know Bruce, you're all the way up in like Seattle area, right?
Yeah, I used to live in Seattle. Now I live in Ocean Shores, which is right on the Pacific coast. But yeah, I'm about 2 hours from Seattle now.
You know, and like Derek, him and I became, you know, real good friends when I started out the channel, and he was just a couple months ahead of me from Island Time. And, you know, he's down in Arkansas, and then we got other friends, you know, in Louisiana and, you know, all over the place. Yoli, who was on here a little bit earlier, you know, we met her on the Mardi Gras. You were just talking about the Mardi Gras. So yeah, you just kind of meet people from all over.
I love it. I love it. It is something, and I don't meet a stranger anyway, but yeah.
No, but you know what? And it's true too. It's honestly some of the best people I've met, like genuine friends.
Yes.
You know, that it just, I mean, you meet on the cruise and you have a great time. And, you know, I've gone on so many vacations, and Yoli's saying the best cruise ever. I've gone on so many vacations. You talk to people and you're friendly with them and, you know, everything else like that. But I have not made the connections the way I have made connections with, you know, people in cruising. And this was, you know, I mean, this is before Coach Cruise too. I mean, Coach Cruise has only been around. We're a little over a year old now, but you know, prior to that, we made some lifelong friends. As a matter of fact, the cruise will be going on New Year's Eve. We got a couple friends, and we met them, you know, through a cruise.
Yeah,
cruise I went on with my sister to celebrate her 50th. And you know, we've been friends for years now. You know, they're living in the Houston area and stuff like that. So yeah, it's just a wonderful thing.
Absolutely. I think, you know, because I've done a lot. I used to live in Hawaii, but we've visited Hawaii, and different things like that. And with cruising, it's a different community. And that's one thing that really drew us to it after we did the first one is there's really not much negative. The people are, you know, everyone's happy. And then in the YouTube community, it's the friendliest. It's really family. That's why, you know, we consider, and we tell everyone on our Facebook page and on our YouTube channel that we consider everyone as part of our family. And
I've talked to a lot of people here more than I talk to my family. I mean, I talk to my parents about every other day, and then, you know, and I only have a sister, but I'm talking about I come from a pretty good sized family and stuff like that. And I met SCT Adventures, and we just took a cruise together on you know, the Carnival Freedom. And you know what? Me and him talk about every other day. I already got 2 more cruises planned together, and yeah. So,
yeah.
And I've never met Joe. I've seen the rest of everybody else, but I've never met Joe.
Joe's not a cruise credit. We're trying to talk
not yet.
Going on his first.
We're going to convince him to go though.
With all the people online and
it just takes once. We were doing destinations and loved them, you know, but we took that one cruise and I couldn't book them fast enough. The only thing I miss a little bit is getting the cheaper cruises. You know, being on the East Coast, you got to go to the Bahamas quite a bit. And I'm ready to go back down in the Southern Caribbean to Aruba, and you know, I've been there. That's my favorite. Real quick is Aruba. That's my favorite place. Yeah.
Well, you know what? And yeah, Aruba is beautiful, and I had the privilege of going a couple times this summer. But yeah, it's just absolutely Eagle Beach. I mean, well, all those beaches down there. It kind of looks like the beach behind Bruce on his
Yeah.
shot. But yeah, no, I mean, you really can't beat it. And I mean, as over toured as I guess you could call it, I'm still a big fan of Cozumel. Maybe because I have a friend there. But you know,
that would be myself. Yeah,
there's this little place called El Cielo, a natural sandbar that they have in Cozumel. And for all the people that have, you know, gone to Cozumel, Cozumel's so well known for like all the all-inclusives and things like that. But there is a sandbar that is absolutely breathtaking. Where I mean, stingrays will be swimming around by your feet. You know, they don't bother you or anything. But it's like I call it the world's most beautiful tailgate because there will be 100 boats parked out there, and you're in about waist deep of water. And you know, I mean, the ship captains or whatever, you know, guys driving the boat, they're making you homemade guacamole and ceviche and, you know, chips, and then they're handing you tequila and Coronas and other.
That sounds a lot like
things like that.
There's that one on up there called Island of Major. How do you say that? Major. It's just right off of the hotels where all the hotels are in Cancun. There's a place just like what you're describing.
Yeah.
Right in that area right there. We did that after we had luckily we had got to swim with some whale sharks, and they pulled in there, and they were doing what you're talking about, and they were talking about down there at Cozumel. I love Cozumel because we took a Jeep and run around there one time.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward, and I know we got a couple people. We had Lizzie and Ann. Oh, she says she got it fixed. Well, if you got it fixed, Ann, you can feel free to jump on back in. And like I said, anybody.
I don't want to hold anybody up either, man. I just want to say hi, and it's good. I've seen some of your stuff, Coach, and you know how it is when you're making. You know, I don't want to hold y'all up or anything. I appreciate y'all letting me come in here. I really do.
Oh no, hey, and today I actually. I'm glad you did. It was great, you know, talking to you and everything.
I gotta tell you one thing, Kurt.
Yeah,
I love those magnets on your refrigerator.
Did you hear that? I'm not going to tell her that.
Marsha. That is for Marsha.
Oh, Marsha. You'll have to hear about that one, Coach. There's magnets right over, back here on the refrigerator.
Yeah, I see.
So we did a little morning show at 8:30 in the morning Eastern time. Anyway, I had to get that plug in. But anyway, so she said, let's change the magnets. And I said, why? Ain't nobody cares. There's nobody cares. I haven't heard the end of it.
That's what. Well, I tell you, I'm looking on my computer screen. Maybe on a big screen, I could make out what those magnets are. But
yeah. But thank you.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, but yeah, definitely. You know, thanks for jumping on for sure.
I'll hang around here for a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let me ask you a couple of the questions that I wrote down because you're obviously an avid cruiser.
I don't want to. Yeah, don't let me pull from anybody. Yeah.
Oh no. I mean, right now it's just us.
Go ahead and shoot
on screen here. Yeah. You know what? Before I go on any further, because Kurt, well, I know Bruce knows this, and Fireball Steve knows this, and a lot of the people that come here. So I know we're doing things a little different today. Normally it's just me, and you got to deal with me for an hour. But I did bring alcohol. So, so if I've normally been doing shots for the new people here to encourage super chats to see me get a little toasted, and I might make it through okay because I think we're about halfway through, so I might be okay this time. But normally by the end of the broadcast, I'm pretty toasty because I get about 5 or 6 super chats. So every combination of $10, I do a shot, and today I got tequila. We're not messing around. So
no.
If anybody would like me to partake and get a little silly here before the end, I would do that. I didn't want it because I know
Coach, if our paths ever cross and I know it, you look it up where I'm from, I can bring you some good mountain water.
Yeah. that stuff's dangerous. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I bet you can.
I'm not exaggerating to you.
Well, no, I mean, you're talking about the moonshine, right?
Mm.
Yeah, I mean that stuff's no joke. I don't know if I can handle that. I get up around 100 proof, and that starts to hit me. If I'm doing shots, I want to stick in the 80 to 90 proof area. I get too much over that, and I'm getting hurt. Oh, look at this. So we got Fireball Steve and Christy. They jumped in here with
looky there.
super chats.
Yeah.
So
Double shot there.
So
Nice.
I got to open the bottle here. This one is not even opened. And I'm
now,
doing
Joe, do you partake?
I hope I'm not going to regret this.
Yeah, I've had the firewater too. Somebody from West Virginia gave me some. So
firewater. Yeah.
So here we go.
I got you.
Tell you what,
we got Fireball Steve here first, and I told Fireball Steve I got to buy a bottle of Fireball just so I can do some Fireball shots for him. But this one's first for Fireball, the tequila.
Hey, what CMA Travel, they have an awesome live show. So if you ever get a chance to go on and see them, I try to get up every morning at 5:30 a.m. to.
I'm amazed. It gets me excited when I see you in there, Bruce. For somebody to get up, like we get up regularly. It's 5 a.m. here. You're just going to be.
Yeah,
well,
it's I try to get up to see some others. There's I can't remember who it is on at 5 a.m. our time. I just can't do it.
Sea Leg Journeys.
Yes,
Yeah. They do. Chet and Robin do it very good. We met them on Carnival Freedom too.
So this is for Christy here, and here's the error I made, so you all can laugh at me. I had a chaser. I had a can of Coke that's out in the kitchen now, and I can't leave the computer while I'm doing a live, so I have no water.
No training wheels. Let's go.
I have no lime. I have nothing.
Hey,
I'm just doing shots of tequila with nothing to help,
Hey, Coach.
Okay,
there you go.
I'll join.
Yeah, Marsha. Who needs a chaser, right?
Yeah, that's Marsha there. I was getting ready to say.
Oh.
Your shots look a lot like the way Marsha's shots look.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Yeah, you know what? That's what happens when you play with tequila.
Whew.
Got you.
And I, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what gave me the idea to want to mess around with tequila tonight, but I'm kind of glad that it took a half hour in for anybody to to do that. But no, I appreciate it. Fireball Steve and Christy, thank you. And Will, I wanted to get to Will really quick because Will, forgive me if you mentioned this. Did you just book, or did you mention that on Derek's show? You got December 29th booked on the Breeze. So we're going to have a huge group on the Breeze. And this is not a group cruise. I'm not an agent or anything, but we have a large group of a lot of people, a lot of Islanders and coach cruisers alike are going on the December 29th Breeze cruise, New Year's Eve cruise. And so Will is going, Fireball Steve is going. I know who else is here. I don't know, but if anybody else is going, Z is here. You guys going to see me do some. Oh, okay. All right. So Z's going to be doing some Fireball tonight.
Ooh, I watched Z do some the other night.
What's that?
I watched Z do some Fireball straight out of the bottle.
Oh, did you? So okay. So I'm not the only one, but yeah. So appreciate the super chats, you two. And yeah, and so Will, looking forward to meeting you personally. The good thing about Will, I know Bruce, you're Seahawks, right? Is that your
am.
Team?
Yeah. They beat Arizona this week. They're shocking me. I thought when they got rid of Russell Wilson, I thought they were going to have a horrible season, but they're actually tied for first right now, and Wilson's not doing too good in Denver.
You know what? Russell Wilson, he he had some glory years for sure in Seattle. But as a Raider fan, I can tell you there was talk about, because people either really like Derek Carr or they hate him. And there was a lot of people saying, oh, the Raiders, they should trade for Russell Wilson. And I'm thinking to myself, no. They're like, oh, well, they could give him Derek Carr and a couple first-round picks, and that'll be enough to get Russell Wilson. And I'm like, I don't want to give them Derek Carr for Russell Wilson. Like, and you want to give them extra first-round picks on top of it and pay them that much more money and everything? I was like, the heck with that.
Yeah.
You all
well, Denver pretty much gave away the bank to get him.
Exactly.
So, really?
I mean, think how bad it is to be a Bronco fan right now.
Yeah.
I mean, you have a quarterback that you can't get rid of. Like, I promise you, if somebody called the general manager of the Broncos and said, hey, we'll take Russell Wilson off your hands, they would give him away for free. I bet you they would. Like, they would, like, just take the contract. You guys will take the contract and pay the money. You can have them for free. I mean, that's just my opinion, but yeah.
Well, and the thing is, Denver, they just got a new ownership.
Yeah.
So I'm sure they're wondering what's going on right now, too.
And Christy's saying we need to do a group cruise in 2024, give everyone a chance to plan. You know what? That's a great idea.
That is a good idea.
Christy, I think, the summer is the best for me, obviously, being a teacher and everything. I don't know, it's going to be difficult to get coordinated and everything. Will said you got disconnected. Will, I was just talking about the Raiders winning the Super Bowl. You missed that part. They're going to go from 1-4 and win almost every game from here on out. And we're going to win the Super Bowl, Will. So
I haven't kept up with any pro stuff in about 5 years. Anyway, but I have Derek Carr's rookie card and some of the other guys y'all mentioned. That's kind of about when they came in, about the time I went out of kind of anything like that.
Well, that Derek Carr rookie card's worth a solid 86 cents.
Oh, is it? See, I don't.
So hold on to that one.
No clue. Okay. I got no clue. Now, that's about it. So it was right at that era when they came in. I remember seeing it, and Russell and them. Yeah, y'all. I grew up in West Virginia, and I always ask people, who do you think I pulled for? Pro football.
No, the Mountaineers.
No, they're not pro. Pro West Virginia. Washington.
I can tell you, everybody at school and throughout even my mother. My mother loved the Skins. Skins were big because of our TV.
Yeah,
I still
grew up Patriots.
I grew up when even in the 70s. I'm just 50. Well, I'm 51 now. But you had to go adjust the antenna to get channels. So you either got Pittsburgh, or you got the Redskins, or you got Cleveland. Of course, there wasn't no Carolina team then. And but no, I grew up a Cowboy fan.
Oh, you know what? I was going to say that because they're
from the
America's
70s
team and everything.
Yeah.
Yoli, they're big Steelers fans. Andrew, her husband's got a big Steeler tattoo on his leg.
Big Steelers fans. Well, the Steelers stole one in 96.
Oh, when
they beat the Seahawks.
Oh, okay. Yeah, see, I couldn't remember that far back. If my team's not in it, I can tell you the Raiders lost to the Buccaneers in 2002, and I can tell you they beat the Redskins in, 84, that kind of thing. But if it's somebody else's team, Tim, I forgot you're a Steeler fan.
I was hardcore into it in the 70s and 80s. Yeah.
Dallas is having a good year so far.
I haven't seen nothing. Don't know anything. Not a thing.
Well, they're switching quarterbacks this week, so.
Or they go. Oh, is he back?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Their second stringer went 4-1.
He's a winner.
And I know the Mountaineers beat Virginia Tech. That's all I can tell you. Which I was happy.
Oh, we got Lynn just popped in. Now, Lynn, you missed the first two shots, and I have Lynn was you remember Lynn, Joe? Lynn was the primary culprit when you and I were doing shots
from our Woodson's bourbon. Yes,
she was she was trying to get us both tanked there, Lynn. But yeah, Lynn, if you didn't remember who Joe was the guy next to me when we did the shots, the first time we started doing shots and stuff together. So I told Joe, I was like, hey, get a bottle. We'll do some shots. And he said, I'm not going to do shots tonight. But I've done 2 so far, Lynn. I'm sure
I actually joined you, though, Brad. Got to
what do you got there?
I got some bourbon. It's Clark and Sheffield's brand.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Looked expensive.
Well, no, actually, it's super cheap, but it's like a good price. I love it.
Yeah.
Lynn says,
Yeah.
hey, Kurt.
Yes.
Did you see in the comments there?
Oh, let me look real quick.
She grew up a Cowboys fan, then she became an adult.
It's okay. I don't mind people hating on Cowboys. I would have kept a lot of my stuff I got rid of that was either, I hated the Skins and I hated Pittsburgh. I remember to this day trading a Hot Wheel for a Franco Harris rookie card.
Wow.
How stupid can you be?
Lynn, is that for Joe? Is that for Joe to finish off that bourbon?
Ooh. Oh,
that's a hand.
She said, "Hey Joe" in the comments, so I'm thinking that one's for you.
Yeah, it's also a Jimi Hendrix song too. No, I'm just kidding. Thank you.
There you go.
Hey,
just like Labor Day weekend. There you go. And you got Marcia going, Joe. Oh, I did like, I did like Tom Landry though. He was a cool old dude with the fedora hat. Yeah. Somebody needs to. Oh, me too.
I like Jimmy Johnson.
Joe did it already, Lynn. He did it.
Yeah, I liked Jimmy Johnson. The fedora hat. Yeah, Tom. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you was talking about Seattle earlier, there, Bruce. There was a guy I knew. He set a bunch of records in West Virginia. His name was Kurt Warner. Now I know about Kurt Warner.
Absolutely, Penn State. We got him from Penn State.
Kurt Warner and Steve Largent.
I knew Kurt Warner. My grandfather and his grandfather preached together. Yeah.
Oh wow! Kurt Warner. He in 1983 set the rookie rushing record.
Yeah.
And it's the first year that the Seahawks ever made the playoffs. Yeah. And then they beat the Miami Dolphins, which shocked everybody. But then, of course, the next week we got destroyed by the Raiders. So what can I say?
I remember
it's the Raiders. Let me tell you my favorite Raiders Seattle. I got a couple of them, but when Bo Jackson
I knew you were going to bring that one.
Yeah. Just destroyed you all on Monday Night Football.
Wow.
Ran through the tunnel.
That game,
Bosworth when he hit him at the 10-yard line and drove him to the back of the end zone.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
See, now you're talking stuff.
Bo Jackson,
yeah.
Single-handedly, set Seattle back at least a year. Lynn, here, I'm going to Lynn, you came on late, so I don't know if you caught. I have no chaser with me. I forgot it in the kitchen. I have no lime. I have nothing.
He's
except the dog drooling on me that's wanting the rest of the hot dogs that I had for her. So here you go, Lynn. So you got me and Joe. You got a 2-for-1. You got a 2-for-1 deal.
True. So Kurt, the other person from West Virginia, I was surprised that came, Jerry West, the NBA logo. He's from West Virginia also.
Yeah, he's from it's near East Bank. It's near Charleston.
Yeah,
the northern part and everything. I never was around that part. I tell you who I did play ball against in a tournament was Randy Moss, and there was a boy named Jason Williams that went pro in basketball. And they were triple A, and we were just a single A. But in tournaments during the off season, you could play against each other. And they're my age, and we played against them and everything. And they were like watching, pros play even then.
Yeah. I've seen some highlights from those guys in high school, and they were just crazy. Randy Moss could just jump out of the gym too.
Yes. Hey, real quick, Kurt Warner had a brother that never got the grades, but he was actually as good as Kurt Warner. I didn't know if not very many people.
Is that right? I didn't know that. Yeah.
Yeah. He had
Kurt Warner. He owns a couple car dealerships up here now.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
He was
Let's
good.
see.
He brought when we had him and then Steve Largent and everything. It was crazy. Steve Largent, speaking of Dallas, when he came in 1977, Dallas turned him down because he said he was too small to play.
Yeah,
And Steve
yeah,
picked him up.
yeah. A lot of them did that, had that mentality.
Yeah.
Hey, real quick, sorry for the audio. A couple of you, I guess, are having some problems. I did see some people saying to turn the audio up. I don't do this StreamYard very often. It's when one thing that's great about it is it enables us to be able to bring more people on. I didn't have a problem with it the last time I used it. But yeah, sorry for any audio problems that any of you are having today. Hopefully you can hear this. Lynn, I don't know if you heard that yet or not, but a couple of you I know are struggling with the audio. So apologies for that. So yeah, so actually for those of you that can hear, I had questions. I was going to get to Kurt here. I asked Bruce these questions already, but let me ask everybody watching right now. And I know we've lost some people, and I know that's probably because of the audio, but the people that are on right now, what is your favorite cruise ship? What is your favorite cruise ship? And Kurt, do you know what your favorite one is?
Yeah, I mean, I'll go back to the favorite one that I've cruised actually been on has been Freedom of the Seas. I really liked the layout of that ship and enjoyed it a lot. I will say the MSC, the two of the MSCs that I've been on so far, there's one coming really close. I just wished I would appreciate. I was only on it for 4 days or 5 days, I should say. Was the MSC Meraviglia, and those are beautiful ships. If y'all, hopefully they'll get out there out west and places out there where Bruce and get to see them. Yeah.
Well, your wife agrees with you. She said the same thing. So
okay, she says MSC Meraviglia. I'm going to go with Freedom of the Seas, though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
I'm going to go with that one. Yeah.
So Fireball says you can hear now. I did turn the volume up on my computer. I'm not sure what that would be doing, but maybe that helps. I don't know.
I'll tell you, even though we're on the West Coast, a lot of people think that Seattle or maybe Long Beach would be our home port. We do most of our cruising actually out of Galveston. So I consider Galveston as our home port.
Yeah, I heard you say that last week.
Yeah, I love Galveston.
Yeah, Galveston is a cool port. I like going out of New Orleans a lot just because I love the food. I like to get in there a day early and get some grilled oysters. I'm a big fan of some good grilled oysters and po' boy sandwiches. A po' boy, like an oyster po' boy sandwich. That's some good stuff.
Guys, we're going to be a part of a group cruise next year, October the 29th, going out of New Orleans on the Carnival Glory. Y'all welcome to join. There's about, I know of at least 5 or 6 other channels that's YouTube travel channel, cruise wise, it's going to be there.
When did you say this was?
October the 29th of 2023.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I know it's during school time for you, but
yeah,
there's going to be going out of New Orleans there. Yeah.
Lynn's going on this Thursday out of Galveston. Are you on the Breeze, Lynn? I'm guessing if you're going on.
Or the Vista. It could be the Vista too.
Oh, is the Vista doing 4 and 5 day cruises now?
Oh, wait. No. It's a 4 or 5 day. Yeah, it's probably the Breeze.
Well, I'm thinking it's a 4 or 5 day because she's leaving this Thursday. So.
Oh, okay.
They are. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Christy also loves New Orleans. She says she's going out of there in January. Fireball Steve says his favorite ship is the Horizon. The Havana area was awesome. Have either of you guys been in the Havana areas on the Vista class ships?
Not yet. I haven't booked. I want to. I want to book one of those ones that has the vat where you go right out onto the lanai and all the walkway and everything. Those look really cool. But where you have the gate and you have that big sitting area.
Well, that sounds like Havana actually. Because you do.
They had that on Mardi Gras, I think.
The Mardi Gras is not as good though.
Okay.
So on the Vista class ships, what's nice about them and Fireball Steve, he was, you know, in the Havana area with me on the most recent cruise. But they have the, you know, the one bigger pool and then the 2 hot tubs right beside it. But that it's a much bigger pool. Like on the Mardi Gras, I actually walked back. I didn't stay in that area, but the pool is tiny.
Tiny. I know. Okay. Now we were only other carnival we've been on is Carnival Freedom. We just did that one about less than a month ago, and but that is not considered with what you're talking about, right? I don't know the classes.
No, they don't have. We've been on the Freedom. They don't have the Havana area on the Freedom. No, okay. That was on the Vista class ships.
So the Vista class ships and now the XL class ships. But on the XL, they screwed it up. They got it on the side. Now, I don't know the celebration. I don't know how they could tweak something like that. But the great thing about the Vista class ships is like it's at the very back of the ship. Yeah. And you truly have your own kind of like private pool. Like it's not private. Like anybody in the Havana area has access to that pool. But it's almost like a little community, you know. You meet your community for that particular week. Now, you know, Fireball Steve that was on here, he was part of the Island Time group and the Coach Cruise group, and there was a bunch of us that just booked the Havana area. So it almost seemed like we had half the Havana area. Yeah. So it was kind of like a party back there just for us. So a lot of the pools, like on the Lido deck and those other pools, they get so crowded. But when you book the Havana area, it's never crowded. You know, you have just the right amount of people. And like I say, it's just, I don't know. It's hard to describe, but it's kind of like you have your own private area and can just kind of hang out and party with everybody. But yeah, I don't know. The Havana area is definitely, for years, I kept seeing people say, oh my God, you know, that's the only place we'll ever stay is Havana. But then it costs so much more money. And I was like, I don't know if I want to spend that much more money just to stay there, you know. And once I finally did, I kind of learned what everybody was talking about. So if you ever stay on a Vista class ship, Havana, if you have, and this is what I was telling people, and Fireball Steve, you're on here, so you tell me if you'd agree or not. But if I had my choice between a balcony in the regular part of a Carnival ship or an interior, but I got to stay in the Havana area, I would pick the interior if it was the same cost. So if people are wondering like, oh, I'd love a balcony, you know, but then you look at the interior of Havana and it costs the same as a balcony, you know, somewhere else on the ship, I would go with the interior on the Havana. That's how much I think of the Havana area, but that's just me.
I'll look at that then. Because we have looked at the Havana area before and stuff. We've just never pulled the trigger yet.
Yeah, because it's expensive.
And yeah, it is. You know, we've stayed in every type of cabin now outside of a suite, and we like our balconies because it's the first thing we do in the morning is we'll drink our cup of coffee, sit in them as the sun's coming up and everything, and it's the last thing we do before we go to bed is sit out on the balcony because it's so relaxing. So it's you know, but we've stayed in insides, but we will look at that because it looks like a really nice area. I've videotaped them. I did ship tours of them, but I've never stayed in one. So.
Well, Christy just asked a question. I don't know if either of you two have heard this or not. I heard Derek talking about it the other day. But Starlink, have you guys heard about Starlink coming on any Carnival ships?
No. I've seen a little
bit.
There's
been rumors. There's been rumors, and I actually asked my contact at Carnival, my business development manager, type-lipped about it. But there is some rumors that that's part of because Carnival's raising their prices. But the rumor is that that's why. Is because they're bringing stuff. So we'll see. And there has been people have seen that they've seen boxes on a couple of the different ships and stuff that say Starlink on them. So I guess we'll find out, but they're being pretty tight-lipped about it so far. So, and Kurt, I just asked we've been on a Halloween cruise before. We were on the Miracle, which is absolutely fantastic for Halloween. And my wife is working behind me, and she would love to go on another Halloween cruise. So we're going to look at that cruise.
Good. If you Yeah, we're on Facebook. You can message me, friend me, anything like that. Yeah.
All right.
Follow me anytime.
We got Daryl that just jumped in, and he said that's exactly what we're doing next August on the Vista Havana interior, and they chose the Havana interior over a cove balcony. Love those cove balconies.
I love that cove balcony. That
But-
cove balcony is so cool because it's cut within the framework of the ship. So you have a balcony, but you don't have all the wind and everything, and it's nice.
Yeah. Well, he's he's doing just that. And then we got Derek here, and Derek, I don't know if let me put that link in here for you if you want to jump on in with us.
Our next cruise is on a Carnival Paradise. It's I think it's the smallest ship. Is it the smallest that Carnival has right now?
Sister ship to the Ecstasy?
Yeah, it's one of 2 fantasy ships that are still available. Yeah.
Okay, that's where we're
So
going.
yeah, so that's Carnival's smallest ship now.
Okay. We're going out of Tampa. We've only been out of Port Canaveral in the U.S. Yeah.
Is anybody on right now? Has anybody been on the Magic? Because I have not been on the Magic.
I'd like that.
And the funny thing is, I mean, it's not that funny, but my sister, I was supposed to do a cruise with her going to Bermuda, and that's one of the places I haven't been. I've been to like everywhere in the Caribbean. Bermuda is one of the places I haven't been, so I was looking forward to that. But my girls team that I coach, they did well, and we made the playoffs, and as a result, we couldn't go do that cruise. So my sister went by herself with her boyfriend, and so she went to Bermuda before me. And she went on the Carnival Magic before me also. So, I just, okay. So Derek says we've been on and loved her, talking about the Carnival Magic. So I'm looking forward to that. I know, and I don't know, you guys are probably similar because you're cruise lovers too, but it's something about getting into that 30-day window and you just get super pumped. You're like, okay.
Sleep good. I don't even sleep good.
Yeah.
I don't sleep good at 40 out. We are down to, I think, 38 for the Vista. And it's like, I'm ready to start packing. I'm ready to start pulling everything out. I'm ready to go.
Yeah. Well, the beauty, I haven't been on a Thanksgiving cruise. This is going to be my first Thanksgiving cruise. The only reason I've been able to do it is because, our school district, for the first time, has just said, rather than giving you 3 days for Thanksgiving break, we're just going to give you a week. So, of course, when I heard that news, I'm like, okay, let's find a cruise.
That's what we used to get when I was a kid, was a week. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's the first time. And Joe, he's a teacher as well. We actually used to teach together at the same school. Yoli's got 45 days to go for her cruise. Tim says was supposed to be on the Magic on October 31st, but had to cancel. Don't like those cancels, but yeah, I had to cancel too, Tim. So I know how you feel. But yeah, Derek, I saw your video today. Derek got kicked out of his room. I didn't get a chance to watch the video. I started watching it and then called me or something like that. But he actually just got kicked straight out of his room, and I think it probably turned out pretty well because I started watching the video and then I had to get out. Fireball Steve, I didn't know you were going to go on the Sunrise. 40 days to the Sunrise, and then so I'm looking forward to this Thanksgiving cruise, and that's like 31 days away, I think now. And then right after that, I'm going to be looking forward to the New Year's Eve cruise, and I got a 5 days on the Breeze and then a 4-day. So I got a back-to-back 9 days on the Carnival Breeze. Those first 5 with Derek Island Time, several people that are online here. Will was on here earlier. He's going to be on that same cruise. We got some friends that I mentioned, like I said, that we met on a cruise way before the Coach Cruise channel was started. So yeah, I'm super excited. Cruise season is coming for me. So I'm looking forward to it.
You got to get Joe involved.
I'm telling you, I've been trying.
I'm telling you, I'm getting excited just listening to you, everyone, and like how excited the countdown.
It is nice, man. It is nice. It is so nice.
Well, you know, the thing about it is Joe is Joe is the perfect type of guy for cruise because he is so I guess you could say extroverted. You know, he's like you were saying, is like there's nobody that, you know, he can't be friends with or whatever. Joe's got that type of personality. You know, he just likes hanging out and partying with people and stuff like that.
I'm looking forward to meeting Bruce and Kurt, man. I'm looking
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, we
Go
have
on our Facebook page, Ocean Travel Crew, where I talk about all of our cruises on there. So join our Facebook page and absolutely get on one of the cruises with us.
sounds like a plan. I'll have to make sure to get that from Brad. So
well, yeah, and yeah, I think we probably all got. Did you guys got a Facebook group too? Kurt?
Yes, we do. We have a community, and usually somebody asks. I got one. I wished I would have never connected it to my own personal page, and I was just new in it, you know. So I got a page, it's a CME traveling page. Anybody can join that one, and then there's a community which is usually somebody asks, and then they approve them immediately.
Right.
Yeah.
I think I had some similar problem, and Derek also. You know, I think we kind of started the page. There's a way around that. It's tricky. Somebody that's smarter than myself, and that's pretty much everybody.
That's me. That's
kind of helped figure it out for me.
They just reconstructed it all, and it's confusing even worse now. They just did it last week. Yeah.
Yeah, I got you. Well, the thing, I'll go on Facebook now, and sometimes I'll be Coach Cruz, and sometimes I'll be Brad Dowling, and sometimes
I know, and it changes by itself. You can, it just, you go on there, and all of a sudden I'll make a comment that says Ocean Travel instead of Brad. It's like, what the heck? It's changed all of a sudden.
Yes.
Yeah, and it was frustrating until you figured out how to move back and forth. I've figured that out now, so I can kind of navigate between the two.
I'm hoping to use this StreamYard soon. Marsha's got me, learning this, and the guy from SCT, Greg, SCT Adventures, he's got me interested in doing the StreamYard stuff, and so, yeah.
Well, you know what? I just figured out, you know, that if I click on these comments, it'll put it on the page here for everybody to see.
Yeah.
That's what I figured out. When I started doing lives, I think after our second or third live, I started using StreamYard, and I was just playing around. I was like, oh my goodness, I can highlight comments on the screen, which was really cool. So, yeah.
I see Island Times on here. You talk about watching a show grow.
Oh my God. I'm telling you, I call him the prodigy.
Yes.
Derek
came over 2 years ago, and we was just getting into looking up people. We wasn't even in YouTube, and is how I discovered him. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm proud to say, you know, like Derek and I, well, we met on the Vista, I don't know, over a year ago, but I started following him. He was just starting out like me, but he started a couple months before me. And, it's funny because like you get into your channel and you do some of these early videos, and then you look and you're like, oh my God, I messed that up so bad. And, like I wouldn't even do any shows or anything like that. And Derek had his own, thing. I mean, he still was good, don't get me wrong, but not what he is now. And so I think I was one of the first couple hundred people on his site. And then I noticed that he was on the same cruise as me. And so I made a point, that we were going to hook up, and we did. And then, we've been friends ever since. And, we kind of call our channel like brother channels and stuff like that. But I'll tell you what, I might be older, but he's the big brother as far as the channels go, because, as far as subscribers go, I'm still working my way towards 2,000. He passed that about 10,000 people ago or more. So, and Lynn jumped in again, and Derek.
Yeah.
Derek again. So I got two more here. So we got to get the Hornitos going.
Yeah, I don't think you could do the mountain water on here because you would that lightning would hit you.
Yeah, you know what? I can't even do, the moonshine that they put the cherries in. I can't even mess with that. I
Goes
can't
down.
even.
Yeah.
That's too hard for me. Like, honestly, and here's the thing about moonshine is the best preservative in the world, right? Because you could put some of those what do they call maraschino cherries or whatever, and those things
Why
you
don't you go
can
get
leave
some?
those in moonshine for 10 years.
Yeah.
And it will look as bright and colorful.
Yes.
Honestly, it's like the best preservative. So here, Lynn, again, for you. And we got Derek here. Derek,
Base.
we said that was going to be 25K. We said 25K by the 2-year anniversary. So that seems like an impossible number, but once you start taking off, I've noticed that with Derek. Derek just hits like he'll hit like little plateaus where he only gains, a certain number, and then boom, something hits and then he just takes off. So it's possible. And hopefully all of us, hopefully we're talking about 2,000 or 3,000 this time next year. So,
Nice.
About something like
my goodness, Kurt, what do you have there?
What's that one?
Huh?
Which one?
What is that?
Blackberry?
This right here.
well, you got to do that. You got to drink it now. You're talking about it. You got to do it on the air.
Yeah, I'm not going to play with it. Would you give me a fork, please? Yeah. Yeah. This right here, okay, it's infused. And this is called, the name of this, I named it, called Fruity Pebbles.
Oh.
No, I don't
Wait,
need
did you didn't make that, did you?
we're like live, ain't we?
You got the machine in the backyard or something in the woods or what?
Ask me no questions, I'll tell you no lies.
True.
Well, everybody in West Virginia makes moonshine, right? So they got to go through a lot of people before they.
Actually, I live in Virginia now, and if you look up, I'm not kidding, write it down, Franklin County, Virginia. Look that up. Yeah, did y'all ever see the movie Lawless?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, that's about this area right here. And I'll tell you something else. My uncle told me, he said, don't pay attention to these people. There's a show called Moonshiners, and you look up a place called Climax, Virginia. That's 3 miles from me.
Wow.
So it's everywhere. It's not everywhere. I'm just picking, but there is quite a bit of them here.
Thought they teach you that in grade school, right? To distill. Hey, gentlemen and viewers, I gotta jump off and take care of my daughter. It has been an
It has been nice to meet you, Joe. And you got to get on a cruise ship with us real soon.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Yeah. All right, gentlemen, and all your viewers and ladies, and hopefully I'll see everybody soon.
So Lynn says she makes apple pie moonshine. What is the process? I mean, I know some like metal and
copper,
fire and things like that are involved, but what ingredients and stuff go into
yeast, sugar, basic. Yeah.
Now Lynn, she's the one who she's one of the top encouragers, if not the top encourager for me to do these shots. So it scares me, her talking about moonshine, because she's like the main one to get me to do these shots. So if she has me doing moonshine on here, I truly won't be able to, last a whole show probably.
By the way, Coach, 150 proof.
Oh my God. Well, you know what? You know what's funny? Okay, so you say 150 proof. So
it comes out about 140, 149. I think this one was about 140. It's in between 150 and 140 is where this one fell.
Well, okay, so I went to this one distillery, and I think it was like a rum distillery or whatever, but they had something, and I don't know how you even get a proof this high, but they're like, it's like, I want to say something several hundred proof.
Yeah.
And they said, just stick your finger in there and then suck. And then they're like, I remember them saying this, and like people were worried about sticking their finger into this after somebody else. And they're like, at that proof, you don't have to worry about disinfecting or anything like that. They're like, you just stick your finger in. Trust me, you don't need to worry about it if anybody's hands are dirty or anything.
Yeah, that's the truth. I'll tell you something. In this area, the distilleries in Virginia that I know of, a lot of them started, during 2020, started doing the hand sanitizer.
Okay.
Yeah, the government came in and switched them all over to hand sanitizer.
Even though obviously at that proof, it's just going to kill everything. Like,
Yeah, it doesn't hold together like a good gel. It's very runny, but yeah, I've seen some of it. Yeah.
So Kurt, Lynn might need some instructions from you. She needs to learn how to use the still. She's starting to run out of moonshine. So maybe Lynn, maybe you can get Kurt to send you a secret recipe or something.
I got you. Yeah.
But all right, so we're actually over, which was cool because I mean the one thing I like about this this live every Tuesday is I get on here and I put down a few things I want to talk about cruising, and then it always ends with not talking about cruising, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, as long as you're having fun. That's what happens on a cruise ship too.
Yeah, absolutely.
You go to the Alchemy bar or your favorite bar on the ship or whatever, and you just start hanging out with people. You think you're going to be, doing this or that. And before you know it, you're doing something completely different, but having a great time all the same. So thank everybody for the super chats. Derek came on here late, Lynn, Marcia. I mean, we had Tim. We had a whole bunch of people on here. I'm not going to try to remember everybody that was on here, but I had a great time as always. And,
thank you.
Coach, can I get both of y'all's times that y'all are on? That way I can mention them in my morning show.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I'm on 7 p.m. Central time.
Okay,
so you're on the East Coast.
Okay, so it's 8
Central on Tuesdays. That's usually when I do my thing.
Okay.
And, I'm going to try to the things that I have coming up. Celebration is getting ready to launch. I did an interview with the cruise director, Lee Mason. I'm going to release that full interview soon. I got my buddy who's a professional editor. He's trying to put that together. So I'm going to try to release that, but I'm trying to also get a hold of a couple people on the celebration that work on the celebration and do an interview. And then I also have a young lady by the name of Serena, who was an alchemist. She no longer works with Carnival, but I think I know I'm interested. I think a lot of other people that are avid cruisers are interested too in life on the cruise ship and things like that. So to get an insider perspective, and Kurt's doing that 150 proof, and I almost want to stay on a little bit longer, see if he's still able to sit up on that chair in another 15 minutes or so.
Coach, I'm not kidding. Like you said, the drinking of it's fine. It's that fruit. And let me tell you, this one right here is my own personal one. I've had this right here since Christmas last year. And like you said, that fruit, that's a
Blueberry.
Blueberry.
Wow.
That's where it's at.
He keeps drinking that. He's going to have that pumpkin behind him on his head. I'm on Thursdays at 5 p.m. Pacific, 7
Right.
Central, East Coast 8.
Marsha's getting it for me. What the end there, Bruce? What time was the East Coast?
8 p.m., 5 p.m. Pacific.
I apologize. Hey, I just want to make sure I mention you guys. Hey, guys, I really appreciate this. I mean, I know it's your show, but I appreciate getting to speak to both of y'all. Y'all's knowledge is really great on this cruising. I love it. I love it.
Oh no, I appreciate
It's
it.
been a blast.
I love talking cruising, and we got a lot of familiar faces as normal. I mean, Tim is on there all the time. Christy, Yoli, Will, Lynn. You know, we get a lot of the same people, which I love. And then we get a few new people, and those new people become regulars, and that's awesome. So, like I say, every cruise I look forward to going on because you get to meet those new people that hopefully become part of your circle for a long time to come. Hopefully forever. That's we already talked about this earlier, but that's one of the best things about cruising is just widening your circle. And when you live in one place, I mean, it's great to have a tight-knit community and everything, but when you can grow that community and extend it all across the nation and even the world, that's just an amazing thing. And we can, like the people that we actually meet that work on the cruise ships. So like I'm friends with people that are from all these different countries now, like bartenders and stuff like that. And you get their perspective. That is like the coolest thing to me.
I agree.
Well, even when we go on cruises and we go and do an excursion, I'm actually in contact with a couple people that were the guides on the excursions that we keep in contact with through Facebook and everything else too. So you just meet all sorts of really cool people.
Yeah. And I know hopefully people don't take this the wrong way, but I went to a Q&A with Kendall Fire, who's a cruise director, one of Carnival's top cruise directors. She's on the Mardi Gras right now, actually. But, one of the questions was, why don't you have more Americans, working on the ship? And she answered it kind of frankly. And she said, well, I don't know really how to put this, but a lot of Americans, y'all don't want to work. Like, I mean, and some of these people working on the cruise ship, they're working 10, 12 hours a day, 6-7 days a week. They're working their, ASS off. And, I mean, and then for them to, that's one of the things that amazes me most about cruising is how they can just flip the switch on and off. You got one whole group of people completely leave the ship, and then a whole new group of people come on, and you can still be as inviting and hospitable and everything else like that, and just make each new group of people feel special. And some of those people, like the bartenders and just people on the crew in general, the cruise directors, everything else like that, to have that ability to just make you feel special and, have a good time and stuff like that. It's really a cool thing.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Awesome.
But all right, guys, appreciate it. Was awesome. Had a great time.
Wow. Thank you.
And we will see you all soon.
Bye, guys.
Right.
I'll see you
guys
guys
later.
Thanks, everybody.
Great show. Enjoyed it. Thank you very much.
Show.
Appreciate it.
Lots of fun.